Abraham Lincoln, a comprehensive biography. Abraham Lincoln, the 16th President of the United States, holds a pivotal place in American history, known for leading the nation through the Civil War and initiating the process of ending slavery. His life story, from humble beginnings to the presidency, is a testament to perseverance, self-education, and unwavering commitment to the principles of liberty and union. Part 1. Early Life and Education, 1809 to 1831. Born on 12th February 1809, in a log cabin near Hodgenville, Kentucky, Lincoln's early years were characterized by poverty and a frontier upbringing. His parents, Thomas Lincoln and Nancy Hanks Lincoln, were farmers. Although slavery was legal in Kentucky, his father, a devout Baptist, refused to own slaves. In 1816, the family moved to Indiana, partly due to issues with land titles in Kentucky and the state's stance against slavery. Lincoln's formal education was limited, perhaps totaling less than a year spread across short stints in subscription schools. However, he was a voracious reader and largely self-educated, developing a love for learning that he pursued throughout his life. He immersed himself in books, studying grammar, mathematics, and eventually law on his own. As a teenager, he worked on the family farm and was hired out to other farmers, experiencing the realities of a working-class life. His first trip down the Mississippi River to New Orleans exposed him to the slave trade and the stark realities of slavery. In 1830, the Lincoln family moved to Illinois, and in 1831, Abraham embarked on his own. He settled in New Salem, Illinois, where he held various jobs, including store clerk, postmaster, and surveyor. It was during this time that he honed his debating and public speaking skills, attracting attention for his storytelling and insightful observations. Part 2. Entry into politics and legal career, 1832 to 1860. Lincoln's political career began in 1832 with a run for the Illinois House of Representatives. Though initially unsuccessful, he was elected to the state legislature in 1834 and served 4 terms. During his time in the legislature, he championed the construction of the Illinois and Michigan Canal and advocated for expanding suffrage to all white men. While serving as a legislator, Lincoln pursued his dream of becoming a lawyer, studying law independently and borrowing legal texts. He passed the bar examination in 1836 and began practicing law in Springfield, Illinois, the following year. He formed successful partnerships with prominent attorneys, eventually partnering with William Herndon in 1844. Lincoln became known as Honest Abe for his integrity and fairness in his legal practice. His legal career included numerous cases, notably his defense of the Rock Island Bridge against powerful river transportation interests and his successful defense of William Duff Armstrong in a murder trial through his astute use of a farmer's almanac to discredit an eyewitness. Lincoln's foray into national politics began with a single term in the U.S. House of Representatives from 1847 to 1849 as a Whig. He opposed the Mexican-American War and supported the Wilmot Proviso, which aimed to ban slavery in any newly acquired U.S. territories. After his term, he focused on his legal practice for several years. The passage of the Kansas-Nebraska Act in 1854, which allowed territories to decide on the issue of slavery through popular sovereignty, reignited Lincoln's passion for politics and spurred him to join the newly formed Republican Party. He emerged as a leading figure in the anti-slavery movement and gained national recognition through his debates with Stephen A. Douglas during the 1858 Senate campaign, though he ultimately lost the election. Part 3. Presidency and the Civil War, 1861 to 1865. In 1860, Lincoln was nominated as the Republican Party's presidential candidate. His victory, achieved without the support of the Southern slave states, prompted the secession of 7 Southern states before his inauguration in March 1861. These states formed the Confederate States of America, and the Civil War began a month later with the Confederate attack on Fort Sumter. Lincoln's primary goal throughout the war was to preserve the Union. Initially, his stance on slavery was aimed at restricting its expansion, but as the war progressed, abolition became a non-negotiable objective. His leadership during the Civil War was marked by strategic decision-making, including supervising military strategy, selecting generals like Ulysses S. Grant, implementing a naval blockade, and navigating a complex political landscape with various factions in the North. His most transformative act was the issuance of the Emancipation Proclamation on 1 January 1863, declaring slaves in Confederate-held territories free. This shifted the focus of the war to include a moral and humanitarian cause, changing the course of history and laying the groundwork for the eventual abolition of slavery throughout the nation. In November 1863, Lincoln delivered the iconic Gettysburg Address, a short yet powerful speech that redefined the purpose of the war and remains one of the most famous speeches in American history. Lincoln's presidency also saw the passage of the 13th Amendment to the U.S. Constitution, abolishing chattel slavery, which was ratified in 1865, shortly after his death. Part 3. Second Term and Assassination, 1865. Re-elected in 1864, Lincoln focused on reconciliation and reconstruction following the Union victory. However, on 14 April 1865, just 5 days after Confederate General Robert E. Lee's surrender, Lincoln was assassinated by John Wilkes Booth, a Confederate sympathizer, while attending a play at Ford's Theater in Washington, D.C. Lincoln died the following morning, becoming the first American president to be assassinated. Legacy. Abraham Lincoln's legacy is profound and enduring. He is widely regarded as one of the greatest U.S. presidents, ranked among the best in both scholarly and popular polls. He is remembered as a martyr for his country, a unifier who preserved the Union during its greatest crisis, and the great emancipator who played a critical role in ending slavery. His eloquent speeches, particularly the Gettysburg Address, continue to inspire generations with their powerful message of democracy, liberty, and self-governance. Lincoln Memorial in Washington, D.C., stands as a lasting monument to his contributions. If this story inspired you, please hit like, share, and subscribe button. For more extraordinary stories, stay tuned to my channel. Thank you for watching.